Man, you talking about the slab, man. Talk about, how y'all even just get into that, dog. Like, how old y'all when y'all first get into all that?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. Man, slapping been going on since I was about 11, 12 years old. That been since '83. That been going down. So when I was like 15, man, I used to go to the block and do a little hustling. I didn't want no $300-400. Give me $50-60.
Hmm.
I had a big homie that
So you started hustling at 15 years old for
15,
for about 56 bucks.
I didn't hustle for shoes. I couldn't.
That's what I'm saying. What you want for
The,
50 $60? Like,
all I needed was $100, bro. This is what I used to do. The dude who used to, give me, my big homie, Big Ray, rest in peace, man. He used to give me some work, man. I used to go to the lanes, man, and walk through the lanes. When you come out, it was so on fire. The Kingsgate, Summerwood, all that shit. You walk through there and come back, then you sold out, man.
that's what I
So
heard. Like, at that time, though,
at
the
that
shit was just, it
time
was
in
just
the
everybody
village,
just wanted the shit.
man, I'm talking about it was all you gotta do is walk through, come back out, you finish with it, whatever you had. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was I give the dude who I would get my shit from, Rayfield, he had like 3 slabs. And I just give, hey Unc, let me give you $40 and I'm gonna just take the lack right here. He had this 86. He had an 85 Sedan DeVille, rag top, elbows of O's, white flip flop paint with jamming music in it. I'm 15 years old, and I give him $40 to keep the car for the whole day.
Hmm.
That was my Saturdays, man.
Hmm.
That's what I did on. That's what got me into slabbing, man.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he didn't rent the car out. It was just because he liked me, man. He just cut it for me for some reason, you know. And
$40, you got you
yeah,
ride slab all day.
I ride slab. I go pick up my cousin Toad, my big cousin Fidel, and my little partner Money. This is the same cats I picked up every time I got this car. I go buy all of us. We go to the cold beer store. I buy all of us a cold 40, and we gonna ride all day. I'm talking about ride to where you got to get out and stretch your leg because your ass hurt, man.
And this is like 1986.
This 86.
Man.
This 86. I was in the ninth grade.
Okay. All right. Okay. So when do you graduate to your first slab?
When I graduated my first lab, man, I actually I was grown. I I went to the army, came back.
Okay. So after high school, you go to the army.
I went to the army. Yeah,
Okay.
I went. Desert Storm, Desert Shield.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
So you wasn't really like hustling for real, like in high school and shit.
Nah,
Like it was still
that was
just small. Just
the stuff that I bought, I couldn't bring home. So my mom was she was a teacher. So like, what the hell you man? Don't bring no clothes here. Don't loan your clothes. And don't bring none here.
yeah, yeah.
So I had everything I needed. It was just man back then. It was just you could walk out the door. It's right there. You know what I'm saying? It's right there.
Hmm.
So yeah,
You go to wait. So talk about Desert Storm, man, and all that. Like how was
Desert
that,
Storm.
man?
That really brought me into manhood. Going to the army, being away from your family, and you always hear the myth about if you're the only child or something like that, you don't go. You don't go.
Oh, you got drafted.
But not drafted, no. It's just like if you're the only child, I signed up because I didn't want to be the cat, that you graduate from school and you just hang out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my partners, like I told you, I made good grades in school. So a lot of my partners and friends went to college. I didn't know nothing about no college. My mom was a single parent for a while, so she didn't. She thought I knew about what's the
Fast and all that.
all that shit, and then student loans. I
Yeah.
ain't know nothing about that, man. See, she ain't know how full my life was. I go to school and do my stuff to make her proud, but I had a whole different side of life where I ran with cats that was doing all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, she thought I knew, and I didn't know. I could have just went, got a student loan and went to S.U.C or TSU and just went to college. But, I was thinking, I thought you had to pay for that stuff all at once. So I went to the Army to go to college and stuff like that. But then my thing was I got a bad taste for the Army. When they send a person, when they say you the only child or whatever and you don't supposed to do this, and when they sent me to war, and my mom was like, well, man, I'm going to call. I say, nah, don't call nobody. You're going to have me in Alaska some goddamn well. So I went on over there, man, and that was an eye-opening experience in a bunch of ways because I seen people how we were living. Our poorest person in the United States is living way better than some people over there. I'm talking about it made me look like, man, we blessed. You know what I'm saying? And we really don't even know it. We're not taking advantage of everything we should be taking advantage. So that opened my eyes, and then the thing of war, actually, because when I went there, man, they cut our AIT short. They sent us straight to Saudi Arabia without a unit. So we volunteered for the front line, which is 82nd Airborne. I'm attached to 82nd Airborne when I went to the war because this how he sold it to us. Either you're going to be over here 2 or 3 years or you can come to the front line, face everything head on. As soon as the war over, we the first ones going home. That's all I had to hear. And I was a platoon guy when I went to the Army, so I was over my whole platoon. So a lot of cats looked up to me because, they always took orders from me. And I was 18 years old, right? And I had people 30 years old,
How did you get to that position though?
Well, in boot camp, they just select you. By your motivation and dedication to what you're doing. What I learned is when a D.E.A come in there and say, beat your face, that means do push-ups. A lot of dudes be like, oh shit, I jump down there and knock it out. Just get down there and give 100%. So they seen that in a little skinny cat like me, and I was over the whole platoon, and there's never been one person over the whole platoon, the whole boot camp system. Never been that. And I was the only one that did that. I was in front of my platoon the whole while I was in boot camp. Never got replaced. So when I went to AIT, they had this chick because AIT is different. So a lot of the cats that was in boot camp with me, we all went to AIT together. So that was different because we was taking orders from a female too, but it was cool because it was mixed with females or whatever. But the sergeant had a little something going on with this chick right here. But, that's whatever. But when they sent us over, all us went together, and when I volunteered, they needed 20 drivers, and we was, I was a driver then. I drove. You got to drive the Humvees, everything with wheels. I went to school to be a driver, 18 wheelers, all that, even back then, and that was before CDL and all that stuff there. So shoot, 20 of my guys jumped up and we went at it. And the thing about it, your mind will get to playing tricks on you because it's really dead bodies laying around and stuff too. You really reconning, you're finding prisoners and all that shit there. I experienced all that.
How was that shit when you first seen it, like the first time you out there?
I thought they was bullshitting me. I thought I was just somewhere, and it was you gotta keep your noodles together, man, because you kind of get to thinking, nah, this shit ain't real, man. You know what I'm saying? But then you gotta catch a snap and be like, oh yeah, it's going down. Yeah, so for about 30 seconds, I'm like, man, this shit ain't real, man. But then you get to thinking about it like, nah, buddy,
it's real people.
You over here for real. These real people did right here. You know what I'm saying? Burnt up the shit, you know what I'm saying? Because mostly we didn't have to go in and shoot nobody, really. It was our airstrike. So we coming through, we just clearing areas, you know what I'm saying? And then I was a driver then, so I was with 82nd Airborne. They actually did the hard work. We didn't drive, they couldn't walk into the desert. We drove. So I was a driver for infantry. So, that was my role, you know what I'm saying? Shit. And I was reading books and, you still had your headphones and shit, but when you're doing recon, you don't want to have no headphones on. All the time I'm reading a book and I look up, they was called, I don't want to say that, the refugees, I don't know what they called these motherfuckers, but they was supposed to been I look up, it's a bunch of motherfuckers with no suits and motherfucking AKs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
God
They just
damn.
around everywhere, but they was supposed to been with us. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I was wondering what a crew at. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they end up coming and shit. We end up still moving around, but you know, I was like, shit, man. You know, that's about the scariest thing that ever happened over there to me. That's the second scariest thing. The first scariest thing, you know, I was a guy I drove, so I go get the MREs, bring them over to certain platoons, drop them off where they could eat. So in the meanwhile of me going over there, shit just started hitting the ground. Boom, boom, boom. Our own people had the wrong grid coordinates and was bombing up. We were bombing our down self.
No shit.
No shit. So after that, man, you know, you just got it. It wasn't no way because I seen, you know, it was like a big old desert. It's like a long highway, and it just they split like you got a east and a west. So they had platoons on each side of the highway, and you know, it had like a little bridge thing you could run on. I said, man, what if you run up under that bitch? That bomb hit that bitch, all that cement on it. So it's just like you just grab your gun and just like. When that shit get to falling out the sky, man, you might run the wrong way. So it's best to just stay put, you know, because so they eventually called it off and let me know these dudes, some lunatics, they was laughing about it. That shit wasn't funny to me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I got to get the fuck out of here. And that's what made me like.
So you was in that hole for how long?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years. And that's what made me like, I was supposed to be in there for 4 years. I was married. My wife passed away. So we got married. We was 19 years old. She ended up getting sick and passed away. So I got out and took care of our son and stuff. And that was basically my route out because I didn't have no love. I knew as a black man, it didn't mean shit for us because I wanted to go to school there. But see, a white guy went to school doing work hours, but a black guy have to go to work and go to school after you get off work. But they would let the white guys go to school doing work hours. That's when I knew, oh, this shit fucked up. So I say, as soon as I get out, they ain't gonna be sending me all everywhere and sending me over here to fight these motherfuckers and shit. I knew I wasn't gonna re-enlist. So soon when my wife passed away, I was like, man, fuck this, I'm out of here. I got an honorable discharge though. I got all my benefits and everything. So that's that on that. You know?
Donnie Houston.